Good morning. Hi, Dr. Trey. You did get here early. Couple of things about me. I'm always early, so I'll start my show early sometimes. I hate long intro songs. Hi, everyone. Cyber Chick Boston here from my command center. My command center is down one laptop, and I'm very stressed out about it. I have another one coming next week, but it's not the same command center, and it makes me really stressed out. So it's great to see everyone. This is going to be, despite the title, How to Protect Against Old Mares. I thought that was kind of funny. It's going to be hey, Ditzy. It's going to be about cybersecurity and protecting ourselves and what we do if we find ourselves in a situation where we have been compromised. So, oh, it's so great to see people here. I have a really small channel, a little information about how I started. I started 2 months ago. My family was involved in a cult called Twin Flames Universe, and we were in a documentary, Amazon Prime documentary called Desperately Seeking Soulmate, Escaping Twin Flames. And our niece, after 7 years, finally escaped, and we were a big part of that. So I came on this channel to promote awareness against cults. So if you have any interest in that, please go back to some of my earlier videos. That's still front and center for me. It always will be. But we've also taken a few different turns. So last week I had my sisters on, and I called that episode, that series, Salty Sisters. And Salty Sisters was really fun to do. I have there's four of us sisters, that's aunties. So you can call me Auntie Cyber. Some people do, and it was really, I had a really good time. Some of them didn't want to come on, but they're going to do it again in the new year. So make sure you catch those episodes. Yeah, that was me, Ditzy Girl. That was my family in that Amazon. And that's still something that we're going to continue to fight because we want to bring justice to TFU. Good morning, Sandy B. Hi, Grammy Kisses. So for now, what we're going to talk about is cybersecurity. I've been in cybersecurity for 30 years. And around this time of year, it's really important for us to sort of reset how we protect ourselves and what our digital footprint looks like in the world. And knowledge is empowering. We can protect ourselves once we know that. So oh, thank you. Yeah, I love Baker. I was on his show. I actually want to do another show with him. I'd love to do one focused on technology. Oh, here's one of my sisters. I like the FU and TFU. Very good, Debo. I hope you're feeling better. So when I think of cybersecurity, because of the way that my career has progressed over the past 30 years, when we're talking about cybersecurity, we're talking about how do companies protect their devices, their customers, their data, their identity. And it's really about, most of the time, protecting against threat actors and nation state attacks that are coming from Russia, China, North Korea, Iran. How are we protecting the data, the information? Because that's what they really want. They want to get into a corporation, whether it's a financial institution, a healthcare institution, a credit union, retail. Right now, retail fraud is huge because of the holidays. They're going to come in and try to navigate through either DDoS attacks, password attacks, and they're going to try to steal information and compromise the network that they're on. Now, that doesn't really have anything to do with what we're talking today, but I just want to set the foundation of what we talk about when we talk about the broader picture of cybersecurity. And I'm just going to let the chat catch up because it takes me a while to see things that are there. Okay, that's funny, Ditzy Girl. I think Omer might be bigger than North Korea. It's funny because we're going to talk about that. So what the point I'm trying to make is the threats that you're used to fighting when you're in cybersecurity are huge, and they're cyber criminals, and they're their organizations. What we're talking about today is really complicated and complex. It's familiar fraud, and that means someone close to you, a close family friend, a husband, a wife, a spouse. They're committing fraud, and that is really difficult to fight against. The reason is because they know your information. So we're used to, as an organization, we will make sure that we are defending off password sprays. We're teaching individuals and employees how to secure themselves. But we don't do that in a household, right? How do you do that in your marriage? I have a couple of suggestions. Hi, Moon's over. Her Hammy. I love your name. That's so funny. Ditzy girl. Yes. I'm trying not to direct this directly. This could be any one of us, by the way. So we're trying not to focus too much on the individuals that probably started this movement, but really coming up with a awareness for it. Hey, Boston Booty, glad you could join. This is so great. Okay, so it's really important to know as someone who comes at cybersecurity the way that I do, I'm skeptical by nature. So when I hear Jess Machado, and I mod in case you don't know for Jess's channel, when I hear her giving out her phone number, I die a little inside. I just die a little. You have to assume, she assumes the good in everyone. She just does. She assumes it's people will do the right thing and she can trust people. I don't. I'm the person at the checkout when we used to have pin pads that I would hover and then I would touch all the pads so no one could go in and put powder. When I travel, and I travel quite a bit, I am horrified at the lack of privacy screens on laptops. I see executives and I see what they're working on, and I'm like, oh, I just know way too much about your org chart right now. So get privacy screens if you're traveling. Get a privacy screen for your iPhone. These are high level. We're going to get into the good stuff that I know you want to talk about, but these are just helpful hints that everyone should practice and make sure they're taking good care of themselves. I'm very suspicious of everyone. So when I meet someone, I'm always looking to say, is there any issues I should be aware of? What should I be concerned of? When I use a safe at a hotel room, I wipe it down so they can't, figure out what numbers I touched. They don't know my number. So we're going to cover why that's important. But again, you can see how that's overall fraud in cybersecurity. But how does that relate inside your house? And all that to say is, if I've been married for over 35 years, believe it or not, Johnny and I have been married 35 years. We like each other. We get along really well. If I thought for 1 minute he was taking snapshots of my phone or getting into my data at any point, we're done. Like we're done. And that's the point of this conversation. We need to trust the people. And it's not just your spouse. It can be your kids. My kids know my passwords. They know how to order off my Amazon Prime. They know the information. And that makes it a lot more tricky. How do you protect yourself with that familiar fraud? I don't know if you remember, I think it was about 10 years ago, VERID, VERID, I think that's the name of it. That was a method of verifying you that was very popular at the time. It was questions. So I think it would be 5 to 10 questions that a survey would give you. It would say, hey, say you're going to get an insurance policy or you're signing up for some credit card at a bank. They would ask you a series of questions. Were you associated with this address? And it would list out all these addresses. And one of them would be from when you were 10 years old. Or has your daughter ever been to this town? And you're like, wow, she goes to school there. So those are familiar ways to authenticate, right? But we had to phase that out, because that's where familiar fraud really comes in. People going through divorces, people who were had children that were estranged but knew enough information. That just wasn't going to cut it. All right, I'm going to pause because I have people here. I want to read the chat. One thing my husband said to me, "Hey, other sister, cyber chick sister." He's like, "Oh my gosh, you're gonna talk cybersecurity. Don't go on and on." Because I do. I go like really on and on because it's my passion. I love it. I'm even on the board of advisors for a brand new startup called, and I promise this is not a sales pitch, called For Remote. And they actually have a new software that's a scanner that you can run in your home, and it tells you any AI access point that's vulnerable. And what people don't realize is you could probably have 30, on average, you have 30 to 70 AI access points that you're not even aware of. And the thing with that is, how are you making sure that they're not vulnerable? How are you making sure that they're locked down? Number one, get your Peloton out of your bedroom. Huge fraud going on with the Chinese, with the Pelotons. So that's wireless. Get it out of your bedroom. It's got a microphone, it records. Get that out of your bedroom. Our TVs are smart. Our iWatch, and I'm not trying to scare everyone. This is all because knowledge makes you powerful. So it's really important to be knowledgeable because we want to be powerful. We want to be in control. So we want to know when the Amazon driver pulls up, he happens to have an iWatch on that's just connected to our network because we haven't locked our network down. Amy's TV is stupid. That's so funny. Hey, Noodles Mama, thank you so much for driving and listening at the same time. I appreciate it. So the point is that at any given time, you have kids that are bringing friends over. They've also have AI all over them. Just be aware of it. Know where your access points are, and also run some systems to know if they're vulnerable. What do you do if it is vulnerable? You upgrade it. You have to patch when your iOS or your Android is saying there's a patch available. The reason that patch is available is because there's a vulnerability. They found a security, um, issue, whether it was a hacker coming in or just a code that no one tested. There's some sort of vulnerability. Okay, so update it. I feel like I'm getting too. Am I too in the weeds? Because we're going to get into the familiar fraud. The one scam I want to tell you about. Listen, I asked a question and then I like ignore if anyone's answering. I'm just going to keep talking. One scam that's really been successful in the US is called North Korean IT workers. And they're really sneaky. The North Korean government pays people in North Korea to come over to America. They don't even have to come over here. They just have to set up a fake profile on LinkedIn, set up a fake profile and get jobs within American companies. And then they're in the network. They're stealing from that company. They're getting a paycheck from that company. But the company doesn't know that they're from North Korea because their profile looks like an American. And sometimes they even will pay someone in America to go on the interview for them. But 9 times out of 10, they don't go on video. And that's why most companies now, when you're interviewing or when you start on your first day, you have to be on video for at least 15 minutes. And if you consistently have camera issues, microphone issues, excuse after excuse, you're probably a North Korean IT worker. And that's why Ray from Dallas needs to get on his camera. And like I said before, I'm very suspicious of people. I just am. That's how I come off. You don't know who you're talking to if they will never get on camera. And I don't mean camera for 3 minutes on a show. I mean, I can, forget the fact that we get a connection. Now you know who Cyber Chick in Boston is, for better or for worse. But if you're not on camera, I can't verify you. Ray from Dallas is Will. I said Ray from Dallas is Olivia. So I don't know. And I'm not here to trash him. He's not for me. He's probably not watching me. I am probably not for Ray from Dallas either. So that's okay, hold on. The other thing, I have a list of things before we get to how we're going to recover or save anyone who happened to have been compromised. Oh my gosh, do you really think it's Will? Like, serious? Oh my gosh, it does sound like him. Have they ever been on? Have they ever streamed at the same time? Oh my god, you guys are really funny. By the way, this is like my biggest show I've ever had. Like I said, I've only had I get about 4 to 500 views afterwards, so high replay, uh, crew, but I'm small and I'm new, and that's okay for me. But I appreciate the support and I appreciate the chat that's going on right now. So let's continue this conversation. Sometimes people will say my iPhone is listening to me. And they're like, I had a conversation with my friend, and then it popped up with all these ads. What what it's your iPhone isn't actually like listening with a microphone, but it's always listening with data. So it's taking into account websites that you have visited. It's taking into account, it can even tell locations, like you went to a sneaker store. So now it knows that, and it's going to serve you up eyes ads based on that. So there's always information that's coming at you, that your phone is picking up, and we're going to talk about what we can do in that case. Okay, all right, I'm going to take a breather. I don't know everyone, to be honest with you. I personally think boozy beauty is the most. So just a little information about me and the free care and read movement. I was on the outside. Um, I my work involves a lot of travel. I wasn't boots on the ground. I love the boots on the ground. I thought it was great. I got into the free care and read movement because of Turtle Boy. I used to actually read his blogs and follow his show. So I became hooked on it. But I was financially, I contributed to both Karen Reed and Turtle Boy. Never went to any party show. Can't do it. I'm not that degree of committed because of the other things that I have. I'm fighting a cult. I can't. I'm fighting a cult. I can't be everywhere. So, um, but I really enjoy the banter back and forth. But now it's getting a little toxic. So I'm trying. I hope that this isn't contributing to that. This was a show that I actually wanted to propose to Broken Baker to say, hey, can we come in and talk about how people can protect themselves around the holidays? And then it just security kept coming up and up, coming up. So I thought, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so right now, everyone go to Amy's channel and subscribe. Amy, I will do that after this as well. I love little channels. As a matter of fact, I got to make someone. I don't even have a mod. I mean, I'm so small, I don't need a mod, but I should go through and make everybody a mod. Yeah, so everyone go sub to Amy LA. We're going to make sure that we support each other. Okay. Oh, I love Oracle. What's that, Moons over? I feel like I missed something. I know, Amy. I love my mod. I would love my mods if I had any. I do have a mod. I have Shizzy because I was on his channel. So I've gone on other people's channels and then we've exchanged. Oh, Oracle cards, awesome. See, I'm high tech, so I think Oracle the company right away. That's where, again, see where my mind is. My mind is um, always thinking technology. How's my mic? I didn't like how my mic sounded on Salty Sisters, so I ordered a new one. It hasn't come yet. Oh, so now my command center is down, a laptop, and my mic sucks. So as a technology person, that just makes me really cringy. So thank you. Okay. Jen says it sounds good. All right. So let's see if we've talked about everything that I wanted to talk about before. Oh, one other scam before we go. The My sister will know this. I don't give anyone your iPhone. There's a scam right now with online dating, which having been married for 35 years, I can't even imagine. But where the dates get together and they're talking, and I think in this case the woman said, I'm running to the restroom. He said, oh, let me look at your phone, I want to check something out. And while she's gone, he Venmos himself to $1,000 because the whole intention of the date was to get her phone to Venmo. I thought that was an interesting one. I went to a Christmas concert at a music center with my sisters, and the woman wanted my phone to see my tickets. And I was like, so I'm crazy. I'm like, don't touch my phone. don't touch my phone. So that's me. I'm like, don't touch my first of all, I don't want your germs. Like, why do you need to touch my phone? But second, like, I don't know what you're gonna do to my phone. Stay away from my phone. So that's another scam that you have to worry about if you're dating. Sorry to tell you that. Okay, so let's get back to familiar fraud. Familiar fraud, family members, spouses, your kids, they know you, right? They I don't leave my house. As if dating isn't bad enough, ditzy girl. I'm sorry. I know. That's really bad, isn't it? Okay. So now you suspect, like I said, the second you suspect something, and this is interesting too. This used to be with breakups and divorces, you had to worry about the physical things, like, how do I get them out of my house? Are they going to steal my personal things? They know my safe, where I keep my jewelry. They could take money out of the bank. But now we've entered the realm of we have to be careful about all of our data. And for some people, that's not a big deal. But if you happen to be a journalist, if you happen to be a lawyer, if you happen to be in cybersecurity, like data is critical and you can't have everyone accessing your data. So, what do we do to protect that? The first thing you do is lock everything down. So you suspect it. Okay, I think I've been compromised. And I actually have some, let me see here. You made a mod. I know, side-eyed. I'll make you a mod right now. Here you go. Do you want to be one? I don't know. I don't know. Am I supposed to ask you first, or can I just make you one? Let me see. I'll go back and do it because I don't know how to do it. Tell me you're new at YouTube without telling me you're new at YouTube. Side eyes. If you want to be a mod, I'm going to make you one. So, okay, you've realized that you've had some fraud, and I know. Click. Oh, there it is. Click on their name. Is that okay? I don't think oh, here it is. No, delete comment, put user in timeout, ban you. I don't want to ban side-eye Jess. She's being so nice. Okay, I think I have to do it from YouTube. I'm in StreamYard right now, so I'm not seeing it in StreamYard, Amy. I'll do it through the setup later. I'll wait for side-eyes Jess to tell me that she wants to be a mod before I just make her one. Okay. So the most critical thing you can do, right? You think you've been compromised. The first thing you need to do is get on a fresh network. You cannot get on your Wi-Fi. You need to make sure that you get on a secure network, a friend, a relatives, a library, a police station. Get on a safe Wi-Fi. That's the first thing, not your home Wi-Fi at all. And by the way, make sure your home Wi-Fi is locked down with a VPN and a password. Super easy to do. Call your carrier. The second thing you want to do is change your password. Email is the key to everything that they can have access to. I don't think that a certain person had a ton of information with the Apple Watch. I mean, the Apple Watch itself wasn't the problem. It's the information that she accessed by having it. So it's the Apple ID. So change your password. Get rid of all of your passwords that you have today and come up with a sentence. Okay. Yeah, Lynn, you're locked down with Verizon or Cyberchick's sister. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you out. Okay, Jess, I'm going to make you a mod once I get out. So come up with a phrase. Come up with a phrase that only you know. Don't share it with people. Say, I'm not going to date psycho chicks anymore! Exclamation point. Or I love dogs more than cats! Exclamation point. Or why am I always in this mess? Something that you remember that you don't have to write down, but it's a sentence. And the reason you want a sentence is hackers do password sprays, and it's really easy between your date of birth and your anniversary, or 1, 2, 3, 4, or initials. They can just within seconds usually guess it, but they won't guess. They won't take the time to figure out a sentence. So just make sure that it's a sentence. And that's the best thing to do. You want to enable multi-factor authentication on everything. And you want to do it app-based, so get an authenticator, not SMS if possible. What's multi-factor authentication? Well, it used to be when I first got into cybersecurity, two-factor authentication with something you have, like your phone, and something you know, like your PIN. So that would be considered two-factor, your PIN and your phone, or a token, something that you physically have and you carry. Multi-factor, we've add biometrics, and biometrics is really key. You want to do biometrics, okay? Next, you want to check and remove, because you don't know how sophisticated the person is that has this information. Maybe you do. Like I know with my husband, I do tech support. He would not be able to get far, even with my email, because he'd have to ask me, hey, what do I do with your email? I do all the tech support. But if you have someone who has some tech savvy, you want to check forwarding rules, because they may be forwarding your emails and all your communications. You want filters that hide security emails. You want to check recovery email and phones, because if you don't recognize them, someone else is getting them. You want to sign out of all these sessions. If the attacker still has the email, nothing else matters. So you want to make sure they don't have access to any of this information. Okay. So like I said, you want to do from a clean a clean device. What does that mean? You want a computer that has not been on your network. So go borrow someone's computer. And again, you want to go to your Apple ID, because next to your email, the second thing is, I know, Dr. Trey, am I like stressing you guys out? My husband said, oh, this is going to be a bad idea. It's like, this. When people ask me what I do for work, he's always like, just tell them you work for a technology company. Don't go into it. Don't go into too much detail. Okay. So from a clean device, why do I keep saying that? A clean device, you want to go to your Apple ID. You want to change your password, enable multi-factor, sign out of every device, remove all unknown devices, check Find My and locations sharing. And you should be able to tell if that was successful or not. If you use Google Share or Microsoft, you want to change those passwords. You want to review any third-party apps that you have. So when we're talking about a unique password for each account, again, use the sentence. And you want to do emails, Apple ID, banking, financial information, your mobile carrier. You need to call. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I have the same sentence. But if I had a situation where someone was tracking me, I would make changes. I would add numbers. I would actually get a password manager installed if I was having an issue with someone tracking me. That would freak me out. So I would use a password manager. But the other thing we haven't talked about, go call your carrier. I would call Verizon right away. I would say, lock my SIM. I need a new one, and lock the one that's in there. Send me out a new SIM card. Never use old ones. Do not use similar variations, because people are smart. And again, that's why a sentence is better, because a password, they might figure out, yeah, I know what you're going to use. Enable multi-factor everywhere. I use Authenticator app, but I work for Microsoft. Use, YubiKey is fine. SMS is only two-factor, so you won't get the three factors, the biometrics, but it's better than nothing, but it's weaker. If you can use Authenticator, that's better. Again, attackers will often leave persistence. So you want to check for backdoors, forwarding rules, filters, recovery. Okay, I don't want to. So let's clean the device first. I don't want to go into too much information. Dr. Trey is, I can't remember my password. Not acceptable. Oh my God, you guys are so funny. This is fun. See, I could do shows on passwords and cybersecurity all day. It's way better than doing it on cults, just saying. Okay, this is the key thing with your phone. The password change doesn't do shit if there's malware already installed, which probably isn't the case, but You're gonna have to do a factory reset if you don't wanna buy a new phone. If I was in a situation where someone was sending me texts every time I went to a location that they knew I was there, I would back up photos and maybe contacts because I have so many contacts in my phone and photos. Those are the 2 things that I wouldn't wanna lose. So I would back them up, but I would do a factory reset. I'd restore it manually. I would not restore apps blindly. I would only add apps that I needed. I would probably really take a break on my phone. I wouldn't put any apps on my phone for a month or 2. Use your computer. You can live without the apps. Never install Snapchat. Don't install, TikTok if you can live without it. That's my advice. 2 of the most easily tracked and compromised from, from an attack point of view are Snapchat and TikTok, especially TikTok. So that's for the phone. Let me see, we're at 25. I'm just seeing if I'm, like, boring people. It's a good thing my husband's not home because he would be like, "Dr. Trey, put the Xanax in your tea." Amy, you're so funny. I'm definitely gonna go follow you. Let me see what's happening here. Get real. I have been locked out of life because I had two-factor on my phone, broke, won't turn on, locked out of email, Apple ID, and so depressed. It's so awful when that happens. Yeah, technology can be really scary when that happens. Um, I don't know what carrier you have, but it should never be broken to a point where you can't get back in. If you have two-factor and you just go there with those 2 factors, it should work. Um, okay, so we talked about the phone. So I'm gonna sneeze, sorry. You wanna do the same thing for your computer. You wanna back up only the documents that you need. So you go to your computer, you do a backup, uh, full OS reinstall because we're cleaning it up. We're cleaning our devices. Update the operating system. You should be doing that anyways, but and install again minimal apps. Install what you think you need. If you think fake Facebook Messenger is the problem, just go without it for a month or 2. I mean, that's what I would do. Oh, I forgot to give the disclaimer. I'm on vacation. I have a few weeks off this till January 5th. So none of this is related to my actual profession right now. I'm not representing my company. I'm just representing Cyber Chick in Boston on YouTube with my friends. So I should have made that disclaimer. Thank you, Ditzy. I think I told you, contact the mobile carrier. Add port out PIN. That's something that they'll make sure that you have a PIN in order to access. They'll lock your SIM. Verify no unauthorized changes. You want your mobile carrier to know, like, this shit is going on, okay? I would also be concerned about my financials. This is just me thinking about someone who has been in my home and who's pissed at me and wants to hurt me. Check your bank activity all the time. Enable every fraud alert that you can. I would consider a credit freeze. I was, hey, styling here. Thank you for watching from the Cape and waving. My Jeep, I was vandalized. We talk about this in Salty Sister. Over the summer, I was at the gym. I go to the 5:30 a.m. class. I go first thing in the morning, and there's a scam where people are breaking into um, gyms, early morning classes. There's nobody around. It's dark out. Women tend to leave their purse in their car. Yes, I did, as my husband will tell you. I left my purse with money on the front seat. They smash and grab. They smash and grab. And I immediately did a credit freeze. And then I monitor credit reports. And that's what you should do if you're in this situation as well. You want to make sure that you monitor it. So, and then we could I don't need to do this. Again, the Apple Watch did not steal the passwords. We know that someone else did. It's through email and Apple ID. We know that's how it happened. The other thing, if you find yourself in this situation, document everything. Document step by step dates, Password changes, any suspicious activities, I'd be at the police. Anytime someone showed up, I would go to the police and just say, "I need you to know this is going on, this has happened, and if it continues to happen," I would just say, "Do we need to get the FBI involved?" And they will. I've gotten the FBI involved in the cult. It's not, people think like, "Well, you can't." What do you do if the local police, it's a small town, if they won't get involved, go to the FBI. All right, I think that's good. Does that help? Do I need to go into, how to clean a device, make sure it's a safe and in oh, thank you for liking that. Alright, we're gonna pause. That's a lot. But there is stuff that you can do to help yourself, and what's really cool is knowing your digital footprint, like I said at the beginning, makes you feel better about your control over it. And if you have kids, they should know their digital footprint as well. And you should. What's funny is my here comes my dog. My kids and my nieces track me. They'll be like, "Oh, you're up in Nashville," and that's all. That's fine. They like to do that. They track me more than I track them because that's a generational thing. They like to know where you are, and they have that. But everyone should just be aware at some time that can cause a problem. All of a sudden, that can create issues when people are tracking you that you don't want to track. Maybe one of my sisters accidentally sent out location sharing with her entire contact list. I won't mention which one, but that was funny. So everyone in her contact list was tracking her. I don't recommend that. Okay, good job. If someone pays my cell phone bill, does that give them access to that's a good question. It depends what kind of stuff you mean. It gives them access to the billing stuff. It doesn't give them access to what's inside your phone unless you've shared your PIN number, ways that they can get into your phone. That's a good question, though. We're gonna pause and I'm gonna have coffee, and I'm gonna take your questions. And then I'm gonna talk about just some holiday stuff that we should be aware of, and then you'll be sufficiently freaked out for the rest of the day. Get real, they shouldn't unless they know your email, that's the problem is we share stuff. The way that you get into your phone, the way that you get into my phone is facial recognition or a PIN, a long PIN that I put. So if my husband has my physical phone in his hand, he can get into my phone because he knows my PIN. But paying a bill won't give him that. Hold on, I have to answer an email. Oh, good question, Dr. Trey. Dr. Trey is asking, how do you get a VPN into um, your home? So I did it through I have a router through Verizon. I have Verizon Fios, and I just had them include a VPN router. You can go, common names out there are Netgear, um, ASUS. I forget the other ones. I used to have a Netgear one, but I don't. It was super easy to set up. You just have to enter, a VPN name and password. You'll know if your neighbors don't have one because you'll see their Wi-Fi names pop up, and if you can get on it, then they probably don't have a VPN. Yeah. All right. I think I'm looking at my notes about, recovering. So you can recover from this. I think that's important to know. Okay, so since we're in the holidays, I'm gonna switch over and just give you a couple of quick, hints on you do need a special router, a different router. And sometimes you might feel like it's locked down enough if you just have a really good password on your Fios and you don't need the VPN. It could mean that it has a VPN. A lock symbol is excellent if you have that. It means it's locked down. And to that point, if you're going shopping and you want to make sure the site that you're shopping online has HTTPS or a lock, the lock symbol, um, then you know it's safe. Don't click on a link that someone is forwarding to you or that Instagram is popping up. Don't click on, links that even if you know the person and they sent it to you, if you're going to buy something, go to the site. That's what we say. It's the easiest thing to do. Yeah, it could mean password protected too, get real. But it's better than it's good. It means that you can't get on it, which is good, which is better than, like, say, if you're at an airport and it's just not protected. So around the holidays, a couple of things that you should keep in mind. Make sure you monitor your accounts, check your statements just to make sure that no one else is accessing it. Um, Padlock icon or HTTPS I mentioned. Then watch for red flags. Anything with and it's real these are things that are really hard to get. Poor spelling or grammar on websites where it's just doesn't sound right or it looks wrong. That that is that's very suspicious. Unusual payment methods, crypto, gift cards. Okay, we're gonna do a whole section on crypto. Crypto is slimy and it's just don't get involved with crypto. Don't fall for it. This is a hot take, but it's a pyramid scheme. I already said strengthen your security with multi-factor, and there's a lot of gift card scams, and I don't really understand this, but like your your boss or your grandmother or someone in authority isn't going to call you and ask you to make a payment with a gift card. And that's a scam that's going on. Well, they say, that did not go guilty. Oh, Lynn, what did you do? Don't no one needs payment with a gift card. So if they're asking you for you have to go and get a reputable gift card and give me the code, and then that payment will go through. No, 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 no. That's scam alert. Make sure you don't do that. If you receive a text about an undeliverable package or some sort of a delivery problem, don't click the links. That's another scam. It's really popular around the holidays. Um, let's see what Style in here has to say. Friend was on Amazon Prime at work and a screen came up saying his account was frozen. To call a number, he did and gave. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they don't call you. Um, my mother-in-law, may she rest in peace, when she was alive, would call me every week and say, Cheryl, Microsoft's calling. I have to call them back. Microsoft's calling. They need I'm like, Microsoft will never call you. Amazon's not going to call you. And what's really terrible is they do take advantage of people who are older. And she would always be happy to answer the phone and talk to them because she's bored and she's at home. Yeah, so they don't. Oh, and the unpaid tolls, isn't that? My husband was convinced he owed money I'm like, you don't owe money for unpaid tolls. You're not going to jail. He was convinced of it. Oh my gosh, they called the bank. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the package one's a pain in the butt because right now with Amazon, I mean, we're all up all night shopping. Who knows that, you know, who you think, "Oh, yeah, that must be real." Yeah, you have to block it immediately. Side eyes Jess. I know, my mother-in-law would always fall on for it. So, so I guess the last thing I'll say about the overall situation, if you suspect someone is doing familiar fraud, assume you've been compromised. Don't wait. Assume it's happened and then go through the steps. And email me at cyberchickinboston@gmail. It's in the show notes. And I'd be happy to send you detailed information on how to try to recover recover your healthy devices. I have one other thing to talk about. I took notes, so hold on. Yeah, there's a lot of fake ads out there too. One more thing. Any cybersecurity related comments? I am close to New Hampshire, Jen Fox. So the last thing that I was going to end with is I noticed I'm a new mod to a channel, and I noticed some of the same questions keep coming up. And I just want to, give you some technical tips. I'm learning as we go because I'm new to the channel. And there's some things like I don't even know how to make someone a mod through StreamYard, but I'll learn. So if you're looking to subscribe, everyone out there, you want to make sure that you do it from a PC or a tablet. And because if you don't, you're charging extra $2. And if you don't have one, just wait until you can get to the library or borrow someone. I mean, don't pay $2 extra a month. It's ridiculous. That's an Apple charge, and no one should be paying Apple for the ability to subscribe to a YouTube channel. What about cookies? Should I reject all cookies? You should limit, I would say, the cookies. Some cookies are fine. I would just clear the persistent cookies out. Some sites are not going to let you on without the cookie management, so you can't just reject them all. I got an email or text from Verizon saying that if we didn't opt out some service, we would be charged for it. That's scandalous. We have to keep our home landline or else our bill goes up. And we don't even have a home phone. We just have a landline. I don't know who's calling it because we don't have a phone to it. So it's just a scam they have. Do iPads charge extra? I didn't know that. I thought it was tablets. Okay, so well, I guess that makes sense. I guess if it's a tablet that's not an Apple device, you probably could do it. But that makes sense. So you don't want to just go on a PC. Don't be giving away your money if you want to subscribe to a channel. And the other thing, a lot of people are getting mad that they're not seeing live comments because in the default for a YouTube creator is to always have the live comments available afterwards. But they're not available. You don't see them by default. So you have to go into the comment section and then swipe left. And then sometimes there'll be a hype video, swipe again, and then live comments are there. And the live comments will play as you're going through. It'll match up to where you are on the stream. So I think there's some confusion with that. This has been fun. Thank you, everyone. What else do we have? Anyone have anything else they want to chat about? I'm waiting for the snow. We're getting 1 to 3 inches. I'm very excited. Jen Fox, what have you done way too many times? Looked for the live comments or paid extra? I paid extra. I'll be honest. I didn't know. I signed up for Auntie Deb's membership, and he kept saying it was $4.99, and I was being charged $6.99. And I thought I must be on a different membership. I don't know. And then someone mentioned it, and I'm like, wow, Apple, you dogs. That's terrible. Well, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas if you celebrate, and I hope that you get to rest and spend some time with your family. Thank you so much for coming, and to everyone on replay, thank you for watching. I'm going to end the stream.